Alright, so in this video we will talk about some automatic variables in PowerShell. So let's just jump in. So the first variable, automatic variable that we're going to be discussing is the output field separator. So to demonstrate that, let's create an array and assign values. Let's say 1, 2, and 3. Now we can get the values of this array, but if I print the values inside quotes, as you can see, 1, 2, and 3 are there, but they are separated by space. So uh, the output field separator, that is automatic variable that comes with PowerShell. Whenever you start any session, they are automatically initialized with the special value. So by default it is space, as you can see, but we can change it. So let's say I'm changing it to underscore, and if I hit enter, now if I check the array, as you can see they are now separated by underscore. So now if we change it to something else like dash dash and check the array, as you can see now they are separated by dash dash. That is output field separator automatic variable in PowerShell. Then the next automatic variable that I'm going to discuss is the Boolean operator. So in PowerShell, when we create variable with Boolean type, we assign values like $true, which returns the true value, which is automatic variable, and the $false returns the false value. So let's say I have variable, let's say is read, and assign it to true. And now if I check the value of as underscore read, it's true. Now we can assign false values to variables as well, as we saw, like if I just type $false, it returns the false value. So if I create a variable, let's say exists, and set this to $false. Now if I check the exists value, not error, it's false. So we can use this in web statements, in loops, and everywhere in the PowerShell script. Now the next automatic variable in PowerShell I'm going to show you is the null. So if I type $null, it returns nothing, but this is actually a variable, automatic variable. So if I create a variable, let's say test, and assign a value $null. Now if I just check the test, it has nothing, which means this is like the empty variable. So let's say I'm creating a array and assigning some values, let's say 1, 2, and then $null. And now if I hit enter, now if I type array, as you can see we have two values, but if I count them, now we have 3. So which means the $null does exist, but it's empty or absent. So it's not displaying that in the right host, but it does exist in the array, because as you can see in the count we got 3, which means there are 3 items in this array. This is mostly used in the if statements. Like if I come here, like sometimes we might have variable like let's say I have a variable that is PS. Let's say that is, let's create another variable, let's say process, and this is the returning the result of get process command. And I can check like if the $process value is not null or is null, then I can do something like, so if I write $process is equal to $null, then write host that process not found and something like that, just to show you guys. Now here in the app statements, it will ask if you are have installed the PowerShell extension for VS Code, it will show you that you have to pass the null as a first parameter in the app statement. So if we do like this, according to this extension, they are saying that this is the correct way to do. But this will work on both sides. Either like this is the condition, right? The null is equal to process, or process equal to null, which is the same thing. So we can use either any of them. In this case, this is not going to be executed because the process is not null. It will have some value. If I show you, if I execute, as you can see, it does has values. Now the next automatic variable that I want to show you is the $fee ID, which has the process ID of the current PowerShell session. So it's just a number, right? We can't, we don't have any more information. So if I um, write the process get process command, it will return all the available processes running. So we can get this process as well from that by typing get progress, and then we have the id dash id flag. And if I pass here the $fee id, that is automatic variable as we saw before the others. So now if I hit enter, this will return the details like npm handlers and cpu usage and the id and the process name, which is actually the PowerShell itself, the PowerShell session. So that is a $fee ID. Then we have another automatic variable in PowerShell, that is a PS version table. So this returns the details of the currently installed PowerShell version and details of that. So like we have the PS version, that is 5.1 something, and then the edition and computable name and something like that, all the details. Now this is considered a hash table in PowerShell, so we can get each of these properties as well. So if I come here and if I type like PS version table and then dot, and if I press um, tab again and again, as you can see, we are getting the values. Along with that, we can get the specific value as well. So if I type PS version, as you can see, we got the complete details of the PS version property of this PS version table hash table. So these were some automatic variables created in PowerShell. Um, in the next section, we will talk about the environment variables in PowerShell. I will see you there.